Hello, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing my cabbage recipe with you. I like to find an easy and faster way to cook my food because as you guys know, I'm a mom of 5, a big family, so I like to redeem the time. So I'm going to be using all this stuff. Let me show you. First I have the cabbage because we didn't weigh things in Africa most of the time. I used to see my mom doing this to see how heavy it is or to feel how much the cabbage weigh. So I have 2 of these. I'm going to be using these. Next, I like adding mostly all my sauces. I add eggplant. It makes the sauce or the soup heavy, and plus I like the way it tastes. I need 1 onion. I like onions. If you know me, you'll know I like making a lot of onions, even though my kids don't love it. And I need 3 tomatoes. Fresh tomatoes. I'm going to be using these. Then I have 1 extra one for tomatoes. I'm going to be adding some spices, wet ones and dry ones. This is my favorite, my main spice. If I don't use this, then I don't know if you'll be called cooking. I have paprika. I'm going to use that. I have Maggi. This is liquid. So the first one I show you, the big one, the tomato bouillon, has salt, and this Maggi has salt. This is black pepper. I don't use much, but I love using it. If I use much, then the food will taste spicy because of the kids. They won't like it, so I use a little bit. When it's almost done, I'm gonna need peanuts, ground peanuts, that I'll be using. Let me show you. I use the blender to blend that. If you don't have this, as an alternative, you can use peanut butter. The food will taste the same. It will taste yummy. So those are the things I'm going to be using. I'm gonna start by washing. I already peeled the cabbages. I peeled those like 3 layers or 2 layers of cabbages. I'm going to wash these, then come back and start making the food. Of course I need this pot of mine, my favorite, non-stick. It's worth the money. I've been using this a lot, and it has a lid. I'm gonna need that. Let me show you. I need oil. Any oil can do. Today I'm using vegetable oil. Yes. And when cooking, I'm gonna turn my stove on. So what I do before I start cooking, after I wash all the veggies and I put them there, as I told you, I like cooking very, very fast. I never take too much time while cooking. So before I start cutting the onions and all the veggies, everything I need, the first thing, I turn on my stove. Yes, that's what I do. I turn it on and start putting the oil. You see how much I put? Then I'm gonna start cutting the onion really fast. No wasting time. I'm cutting the onions here. I'm gonna cut it and put it on the board as so. Then after cutting it, I'm even going to cut the cabbages because they all look the same to me, and I don't want to start cooking the onions for them to start cooking before I put the cabbage. You know, if you know cabbages, you cook them, they start bringing their own water. So that's how I do it. See, I mixed it together. Now I'm going to start putting in the oil. My stove is on medium. I didn't put all the way on high. It's on medium. That way while the pot is heating and the oil is getting ready, and I'm cutting these fast. See, now I'm starting to put it in the oil. See, some people like cutting their cabbages really big into big pieces. For me, I cut a small, for the kids to chew. See, I'm going to do it the African way. See, I'm holding it and I'm just using the knife, and it's going straight into the pot. That way I'm not stopping the heat, I'm just continuing to cook. And plus, when I do this, that's when I do it fast. Yeah, some people get worried that I will cut myself, but I cannot, because I've been doing this all my childhood. My mom taught me, and now I've been doing it for years. So it's easy and it goes fast. And another reason, to be honest with you, I don't have the chopper. I will have to buy one. It makes life easy. Now I'm adding the eggplants to the mixture. The eggplants, I cut them not very small, but at the same time not big ones, because they are going to cook and kind of become soft. My daughter is helping me to cut them. She wanted to help. They like to help, so I let them. Okay, we are putting all of them, and you see I still have another cabbage. I'm still going to cut it and put it in the mixture. While I'm doing that, I keep mixing. Whenever I add a little bit, I mix so it doesn't burn. Now I'm going to cut the rest and then put them in. Now that I'm done putting all the cabbage in the pot and mixed it like twice, I'm going to start adding tomatoes. So here I'm cutting some tomatoes. I used like 4 tomatoes with those 2 cabbages. I'm going to cut them in small pieces, so as the cabbage is steaming, you don't have to add any water. Even the oil, you saw how much I put. I don't have to add oil. And the tomatoes, once I put the tomatoes in, it's gonna be even more watery, and I'll put the lid on and let it steam. See here, before I put the tomato, I mix it. You see it's starting to go down. With cabbage, you start cooking, the pot is full. By the time you finish, your pot is halfway. So I'm adding my tomatoes. I'm gonna mix a little bit, just so the tomatoes can get the heat and they can start steaming or cooking. Just like so. Then put the lid back on. You can see even the steam on the lid. I'm gonna wait for it and mix it one more time. You see, you can see the way it's starting to cook. Yeah, put the lid back on. That's all you're gonna be doing. And now after a few minutes, you see, look at that. Look at all the steam. Yes, It's starting to look like something. I'm just mixing and make sure it doesn't stick at the bottom of the pot. Yes. Now I'm going to start adding my spices. I'm starting with the Maggi. And remember, this one has salt in it. So I put it like, I don't measure, I told you guys. I put however much, and it's almost done, so I'm just going to leave it there so it can, all of it can come out. And I'm adding my bouillon. This one has salt as well, remember that. Next I'm going to add the black pepper. Remember not to put much because it has some spices, unless you like spicy food. I'm putting some paprika. I love the way paprika makes the soup turn red. I like when I make soup. You see how much came from that? Yeah, that's the African way. Never waste. So I'm going to mix it just like so. Mix it and make sure all the spices are mixed with the cabbage. Remember, I told you by the time we finish it will be half. Look the way it's looking now. I'm mixing it. Okay. It's looking good. Our soup is forming, it's starting to come. You see, you would think that I added water, but I didn't add any water. Yeah, and if you don't put the lid on, it's gonna evaporate and you will have no soup. So put it back on and let it steam a little bit more. And now, see the way it looks. I'm going to start adding things that I forgot. Oh, I forgot to add some garlic. Garlic, I should have put it same time with the other spices. So I'm going to add garlic, and it's ready. It's time for me to put some tomato paste. If you don't want to use tomato paste, you can not use it, or you can use a lot of tomato, fresh tomatoes, or tomato sauce. It depends. You see, now I'm mixing the tomato paste into our food. Once it's ready, I'm gonna add some peanuts, ground peanuts. That's what makes it look really complete and heavy, and the soup feels heavy when you are eating it. And it's the key to making this recipe. I'm mixing all the peanuts to make sure that it's all mixed. Then after I mix it, I'm gonna put the lid. Once you put your peanuts, ground peanuts, you have to make sure you mix every 2 minutes. Otherwise, it's gonna start sticking at the bottom of your pan. So I'm going to be mixing, then I'll show you the final result. Yes, this is how it looks. Oh my goodness, it looks super yummy. Look at that. Look, I'm drooling already just seeing it back. I'm going to now find a bowl and put it in, then feed my kids. They can't wait. This is the bowl. I'm going to spill it in there, put it in there. You see how it looks, super and so delicious. You guys can see the way it came out, so good and super yummy. If you see it up close, you love even want to taste it. My kids were not eating this, but I decided for them to try new things and more veggies this year, so this school year. So I'm going to be cooking this most of the time, many times, for them to eat. So I'm going just to feed them, and they can't wait. Here I'm just putting it on plates, and thank God for the paper plates. You guys know how hard it can be to have all those dishes in the house. Thank you for watching. Please leave your like, your comment, and subscribe if you haven't, and share the video with your friends and family. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.